survey also found that just because someone doesn't want to be rich doesn't mean he or she won't play the lottery. They're just not willing to make the traditional sacrifices needed to become truly wealthy. If it fell out of the sky, you wouldn't walk away from it, would you?
Hell no, if it fell out of an armored truck, I wouldn't walk away from it either.
Modern Maturity's Delahanty said one reason seniors often don't care about getting rich is they've already gotten this far without amassing a fortune. On the other hand, Gen Xers, he says, often obsess about getting rich, Diane, because they haven't figured out yet what money can't buy.
I hear you there, Jane. And by the way, I drive a 1995 car, so I'm with you. Thanks a lot, Jane.
All right.
Let's bring in an expert here now. Dr. James Gottfurcht helps his patients understand the role of money and how it plays in their lives. He's a clinical psychologist who specializes in the psychology of money and investor behavior. He joins us tonight from Los Angeles. Welcome to the program, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
So why do people feel, as this survey said, that greedy people consider themselves superior and that money leads to insensitivity? Why do we have this ambivalence?
I think that a lot of people have experienced wealthy people cutting in line or getting the best tickets, the best food, the best accommodations. And it's very naturally a thing of some jealousy or envy. And some people that do have a lot of money don't care about the feelings of others. They buy their way through life. Right. So I think it elicits, it can be very provocative.
So twofold question here, I guess. Do you believe the results of that study? And if it's true, why do we all watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Why do we all still go out and play the lottery?
I'm glad you asked that, because I am skeptical about the results of the study.
Are you?
What I'm skeptical about is that when they say 1/3 of the people don't desire to be wealthy, I'm rooting for that emotionally as a psychologist and a therapist. But when people associate money or wealth with greed and sensitivity and superiority, then it's very easy for people to not want to identify with that. So that would have a bias to not want to admit that if you did feel that. There's another group of people that I've worked with that are in denial or rationalize because they don't think they're ever going to be successful or wealthy. So they make it easier, like the sour grapes in Aesop's fables. Well, I don't really care about wealth.
Right, and I wonder how much of it too is you work so hard to make money and it's sort of us against them and you don't want to become one of them. Anyway, you know, it is a cliche that money can't buy happiness, but poverty doesn't necessarily buy it either. Is the problem here the money that creates the problem for the people, or is it the obsession at getting or wanting that money that creates the problem?
Well, I think that the obsession is a precursor to the problem, and then when you have all this money and you have all these decisions and power and responsibility, it can make the problem worse. But definitely, people that are thinking that they can fill their inner voids for relationships or love or self-esteem with something external like money and a lot of the things that money buys are in for a surprise.
I was interested in one of the questions in that survey about men wanting to be rich, more anxious about becoming rich than women. Is that what you find in your practice? Completely
true. In fact, about 5 years ago, I was in a group of therapists of both sexes, and we were talking about the effects when our practices might be down a little. And the men to a T said that that affected our self-esteem, and we felt bad. And the women that were even supporting men in graduate school at the time said that they were concerned that they would need to replace the income, but it didn't affect their state of mind or their self-esteem.
Very interesting. Interesting stuff. James Gottfurcht, clinical psychologist with the Psychology of Money Consultants. Come back again.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us.